University of Mindanao. The University of Mindanao representing the digestive system.
Hello guys! So, we are here today for another new learning on how digestive works for us. But before that, please click thumbs up and please click subscribe. And that would be helpful for us. The energy for all the processes and activities that takes place in our bodies is derived from what food we ingest. So the digestive system allows us to utilize food from such diverse sources we meat from an animal and roots of a plant. And that is why it utilizes them as an energy source. Our digestive system allows us to manage the processes without much thought and often while performing the tasks. The mouth. The mouth is the entry point of the food, but the digestive system often gets ready before the first piece of food even enters our mouth. The saliva. Released by the salivary glands into our oral activity. When we smell food, once the food enters the mouth, chewing breaks food into smaller particles that can be more easily attacked by the enzymes in saliva. And the last one is the teeth. Can perform as counting as well as a breathing function to accomplish the task. The tongue assists in mixing the food with the saliva, and then the tongue and the roof of the mouth, or what we call the soft palate, help move the food along the pharynx and esophagus.
The pharynx, or throat, is the transition area from the mouth to esophagus. The act of swallowing is a complex process that closes the windpipe, which is protecting our lungs, and move food into the esophagus. This process is mostly automatic or reflex, but it is also partially under our direct control. Once it enters the esophagus, food is moved down to the esophagus and into our stomach. The esophagus is a muscular tube that contracts in a synchronous fashion to move food down towards the stomach. While the muscles behind the food product contract, the muscles ahead of the food relax, causing the forward propulsion of the food. The peristalsis is the main mechanism by which food moves through our digestive system. Once the food approaches the stomach, a muscular valve or the lower esophageal sphincter relaxes and lets the food pass into the stomach. The sphincter has the important function of closing the stomach so no food or stomach acid re-enters the esophagus.
So today we will talk about the small intestines and big intestines and what its functions. The small intestines has 3 segments. So where are those? The first one is duodenum, where further breakdown of the food takes place. The next 2 parts of the segments of small intestines is the jejunum and ileum. So jejunum and ileum are mostly responsible for the absorption of nutrients from the process of the food into bloodstream through the walls of small intestines. And after small intestines, the leftover waste leaves the upper gastrointestinal tract, which is made up of everything above the large intestines, or what we call colon.
The large intestines has 4 parts, or what we call colon. Ascending colon, which is itself one of the parts of our large intestine. The ascending colon carries feces from the cecum superiorly along the right side of our abdominal cavity to the transverse colon. The second one, transverse colon. As digestion continues, the ingested matter moves up the ascending colon and into the transverse colon. During this phase, bacteria further breaks down the food matter in process called fermentation. Water and nutrients are removed and feces form. The third one, descending colon. The function of the descending colon in the digestive system is to store the remains of digestive food that will be emptied into the rectum. The last part of large intestines is sigmoid colon. Its function is to store fecal waste until they are ready to leave the body.
Again, the stool from the colon is stored in the rectum. The anal sphincter provides the control over releasing or holding it. Once stool arrives in the rectum, a feedback to the brain makes the person aware of the need for a bowel movement or voluntary control over the anal sphincter. Let us hold the stool until we go to the toilet.
Hi everyone! So now, let's talk about the three accessory organs in the process of digestion. So first, we have the pancreas. The pancreas is mostly known for its blood sugar, regulatory function with the production of insulin, where the part of insulin goes directly from the gland into the bloodstream. The second one, we have the liver. The liver produces bile for fat digestion and elimination. In addition, nutrients are stored in the liver and toxins, and chemicals are filtered by liver. And the last one, we have the gallbladder. The bile is stored and released from gallbladder. When faulty foods enters the duodenum, the gallbladder contracts and releases, and that's how the gallbladder works.